I'm almost halfway through the first bit. Right? And I was waxing lyrical about how nice that chord was. And I think really looking at the halfway point that we've just crossed in the first section, I want you to listen out in the next bit to how he winds it to a close, and also how he starts to introduce the element again of disturbance, and how there is the sense of wistfulness that already creeps into the music. And he starts at da dum da 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 da, and then there's a bit that goes. So there's very much an A-B-A character already in this beginning part, which is, sort of a very typical musical structure, where you take the first bit and then you have the sort of, sorry, I can't remember the terminology for it now, but you have the sort of counter subject or whatever it's called. And then you bring that initial theme back again, and then it sort of closes this bit, and then you have that middle stormy bit, and then this bit comes back again. So what you're starting to see actually in any given piece, which has a certain complexity, and that's a huge overgeneralization, but if you look at many of these pieces which are at least several minutes long, which are fairly serious musical pieces, which have a lot of structure for them, I hope you're starting to also see now how there's a whole hierarchy of, you have the overall shape, it could be A, B, A, and in this particular one, you've got the quiet bit, the stormy bit, then you have sort of quiet bit and so on and so forth. Even the quiet bit itself unpacks into, several layers. So when you listen out to music, you have all these little musical clues, like, which you listen out to again and again, and these serve as kinds of signposts, for you to keep track of. Ooh, here's that little phrase again. Oh, what's the composer doing with it now? Oh, look, there it appears again, and it sort of leads you through. And this is a really fairly straightforward, would I say so? I mean, the themes are quite straightforward, and the way Chopin repeats on them, it doesn't actually vary them a lot. Now, then, if you go and listen to something like the two pieces that I talked about in my earlier posts, the Liszt Piano Sonata and the Liszt Piano Concerto, both are almost half an hour long. And the dazzling intricacy, the sheer inventiveness and fecundity, I don't know what the word, how you pronounce that, but of what he does with the theme and how he turns it into all these variations, it just leaves you spellbound, breathless. Again, I don't know what the word is, you just go like, oh my god, and each riff brings back an additional layer and so on and so forth. So really, when you think about the fact that I've grown up listening to this stuff since, I started playing the piano before I was 4. And I've just been fed this stuff, listening day in, day out, and you can't help but pick up complexity, you can't help but pick up architecture, you can't help but pick up pattern and structure and reading. And I think that's also why, whether you play seriously or not, and none of my children play anywhere near, the level that I play, I think I just want you to walk away from these clips understanding that the sheer listening to really good music, like classical music, like jazz, is so valuable for cognitive development, for pleasure, for understanding, the big rhythms and the big chunks of life. So. It to return, but that's where he stops you and goes, aha, something's happening. And it's precisely because he repeats it so verbatim to the previous one that you're caught unawares. So, you're happily lilting along there going, than you expect. And then I love the F sharp. Pulls it right down. You've never gone so low down in the whole piece yet. You feel the whole thing. That's such a lovely chord. Again. And then it dies away. And it repeats it, shrinks it, and then comes this. And it goes on. I'm going to stop.